swear our newest police officer. Go and come forward. And I'll ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. Are you ready on the?
He's good.
I, Aaron Guzman,
I, Aaron Guzman,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I support the Constitution of the United States
that I support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially discharge the duties
impartially charge the duties
of police officer of the City of Washington
of the police officer of the City of Washington
according to law and to the best of my ability.
according to the law and best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
Two pieces of paper and then sign the oath for me and then tell everybody a little bit about yourself and then go around and introduce yourself to the councilman. And one of those will be for you. Okay, you can do that for yourself and then go ahead and introduce yourself, tell everybody a little something about yourself.
My name's Aaron Guzman. Originally from Washington, Indiana. Moved to the state of Kentucky at age about 16 with my parents. I was there till the age of 21 is when I joined the military. So from the age of 16 to 21, I was there working, supporting my family. Like I said, joined the military, was in the military for 3.5 years. Come back, was in Owensboro for a little bit of time and wanted to come home and finally got to come home and be a police officer. Being a police officer is what I've always dreamed of doing, and being home is where I want to be. So I got the best of both worlds being here and able to serve my community where I grew up in, and I look forward to making the best of it. So.
Okay. With all this going on, you can make your rounds and introduce yourself then.
Tom Gress.
Congratulations.
I shouldn't say good luck.
Thank you, sir.
I know this is legal.
Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome aboard, Aaron.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
That's why we got this. Okay, well, congratulations and good luck, and I look forward to a lot of good years with you.
Thank you, sir.
Poke your head out there and tell those, and you guys, you don't have to stay, you guys can leave if you like.
Well, you can if you want to.
Can, but not advised. There's a few more. Cody, come up here with me and give your oath of office, and then after everybody gets in, then after we're done, we'll let you tell the audience and the council members a little bit about yourself after we're done. So just stay right here in front of me and we'll wait till everybody's in. All good? Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Cody Yoder,
I, Cody Yoder,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I support the Constitution of the United States
I support the Constitution of the United
and
States
the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of
and
Indiana.
that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
honestly,
honestly,
and impartially discharge
and impartially discharge
the duties of firefighter of the City of Washington
the duties of firefighter of the City of Washington
according to law
according to law
and to the best of my ability.
and the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. I've got two pieces of paper here, and I'll let you sign these two, and I'll give you one, and then I'll let you tell a little bit about yourself. Yeah, you can have, either one, okay?
I'm Cody Yoder. I'm 26 years old. Volunteer fire department in Gatlinburg. Work part-time as an EMT, in the ambulance as well. Enjoy hunting, fishing, golfing, anything outdoors basically. That's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. Just go around and introduce yourself, around to the council members, and
Tom Gress.
Nice to meet you.
Good luck.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Congratulations. Ken Schulter.
Nice to meet you. I think I met you
Yeah,
before.
you probably have. Down Brown.
Thank you.
Out there.
Congratulations, Cody. Stay safe. man.
Thank you.
Steven.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations and good luck, and hopefully they'll get a lot of good years.
They're laying on the desk, I seen
And
them.
you guys are free to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. All right. And that's take them out.
Good catch.
Yes, yes. Okay. Very good. Both of those guys are, both those departments should be up to full capacity now with those two new employees. Okay. All right, I'm gonna call this meeting to order for July 13th, 2020, the City of Washington Common Council. May I have a moment of silence for our veterans and the COVID-19 victims, please, and the family of Steve Bushy, please. Okay, thank you. Mr. President, can we have pledge of allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, can we have roll call, please?
Councilman Lunsford.
Here.
Councilman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Gress.
Here.
Councilman Campton is absent. Councilman Emmons.
Here.
Councilman Dahl.
Here.
Councilman Showalter.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, everybody but Councilman Campton's here. Approval of minutes of the June 22nd meeting, 2020, in front of you. Does anybody have any questions on these minutes? And to refer them to the...
I move we approve them as written.
Councilman Dahl makes a motion and Councilman Gress seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay, we got the claims and written claims in front of us. Does anybody have any questions on these claims?
Make a motion, we forward it to the Board of Works for approval.
Okay.
Or deny.
Councilman Brown makes a motion to forward them, and Councilman Emmons seconds that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, any comments by the members of the public other than what's on the agenda for tonight? Okay, hearing none. Our next piece of is Nathan Gabhart. He's petitioned to vacate a 20-foot right-of-way platted alley and Kinzer's addition of the City of Washington. I have someone, would you like to speak on this?
I'm Sean Gabhart, Gabhart Lands, Lorraine, contractor me to vacate the alley. So it's I guess everybody knows about where it's at. It's just north of Dirt Buster Car Wash on the north side of the railroad tracks. It's no alley, has everything constructed there, it's a dead end.
It's an alley to the railroad track.
And True Partners Real Estate owns everything around it now. So looking to maybe put a parking lot in it. We've got an engineering company looking at it right now to develop that, so I want to get the alley vacated.
Okay. Okay, we, like I said, want to bring this in front of the board. If you so desire, then we will have this board ask the city attorney to draw up the ordinance on this, and then this ordinance would be presented at our next meeting.
I move we proceed with vacating that alley.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Dahl makes a motion, Councilman Brown seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? So that's what we'll ask was, and I said next meeting, we'll see how that goes. If it's possible, we'll have it ready for the next meeting.
We'll have the ordinance
Okay,
drafted by then.
very good,
Yes.
very good, appreciate that. Okay, resolutions, we have none. Ordinance, we got one ordinance. It's a introduction of ordinance 5-2020. of course, everybody knows on this ordinance, we decided, thanks to Councilman Dahl, we've been trying to keep on this. We haven't read this for the first time. And, you know, we have a lot of history behind this because of the way it's been, but we found out we haven't read it, so we are gonna read this ordinance for the first time if you so desire.
I move we read ordinance 5/2020.
5 dash.
Second.
Okay, Councilman Dahl and Councilman Gress seconds it. All in favor? All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, ordinance
Abstain.
number 5-2020, an ordinance rezoning certain land on East Side Park Road along the CSX Railroad tracks in the city of Washington, Indiana. Whereas Lineker Development LLC owns real estate on East Side Park Road along the CSX Railroad tracks in the city of Washington, including lot number 1 in Woods subdivision to the city of Washington. And whereas Lineker Development LLC petitioned the City Plan Commission to rezone land described in the attached Exhibit A in the city of Washington, Indiana. And whereas the Washington City Plan Commission has certified no recommendation as to the rezoning of the land in question from R1 to R2 following a public hearing held on January 8, 2020. And whereas Lineker Development LLC desires to have the land described in Exhibit A rezoned from R1 to R2. And whereas Lineker Development LLC and the Washington City Plan Commission have agreed that any approved rezoning of the land in question would not be finalized and recorded until Lineker Development LLC has constructed a road between White Ridge Development and East Side Park Road upon receiving all necessary federal and state permits, including environmental permits, and that no building permits for Phase 2 would be issued until said road has been completed to all city specifications and approved by the engineer and street commissioner for the city of Washington. And whereas the Common Council of the City of Washington, Indiana finds that it would be appropriate to rezone the parcel in question as R2, and be it ordained by the Common Council of the City of Washington, Indiana as follows. Section 1, that the lot described in Exhibit A shall from here forward be zoned R2. Section 2, that the Washington Code of Ordinances and the zoning map is hereby amended in conformity with the terms of this ordinance. Section 3, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage by the Common Council of the City of Washington and the approval of the Mayor of the City of Washington, and upon satisfactory completion of the road from White Ridge Development to East Side Park Road pursuant to the terms above. Section 4, the Washington Clerk Treasurer is directed to record this ordinance with the Davis County Recorder upon notification from the City Engineer and the City Street Commissioner that the road described has met their approval. Passed by the Common Council of the City of Washington, Davis County, Indiana, this blank day of blank 2020.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
Can I ask Mr. Loninger a question? One question?
Yeah, I think so.
Is that okay?
Is it okay for him to ask Mr.
Or
Owens?
should I wait for the public hearing? Can I do it now, or?
You can do it either
Okay.
one.
My question is, like, when you were originally selling those lots, did you ever tell those people that were prospective on purchasing that there would be a second road going out there to Memorial? That was never on any plat map or anything that you had showed any of those people out there?
Okay. Like I said, we kicked this back and forth to the planning commission. We found out, thank goodness we found out that we haven't read it, so this ordinance will be back up for the second reading, and we'll have a public hearing at the next meeting on July 27th. Okay. Anybody have any other business for the council out in the audience that needs to become in front of the board? If not, I have just a few things. Just a reminder, Bryant Niehoff will come at the next meeting on July 27th. This is with the contract that I asked him to draw it up between the Economic Development Corporation and the City of Washington. This is for the Commons project downtown that we talked, and he'll give a little presentation. He'll do a little bit of talking next meeting to maybe answer some of your questions if you have any. But this is a project that the city, with Mayor Wellman, kind of started this last year, and we got a grant through economic development, and Mayor Wellman helped with this grant and give a testimony for this. So this is something I feel strongly about. I think it'll be good for downtown. And it's basically for the Jerry Myers parking lot and the Napa facility. We have talked to a project developer, and we have worked out some things, but I wanted to bring it from the council and get your approval, and we'll talk about it next meeting, but I just want to remind you that he'll be here next meeting to answer the questions. Another reminder, Alan probably would have hit on this, but I'm going to beat him to it. Tomorrow's Food Truck Tuesday. Again, we're starting back up. We got the parking lot at the park repaved, and they've started striping it today. I didn't get out there to see how much they got done, but they supposed to start striping it today. 5 to 8 tomorrow at the park. We've had some pretty good crowds so far. Excited about it. Good food. So if everybody's been doing the social distancing and everything's went real well. So just a reminder on that. Another thing just keep in mind, I think we'll be this August 17th. Just keep in mind, you don't have to answer me tonight about the budget workshops. We think everything's going to be ready possibly for Monday the 17th, but that could change a little bit, but I want to throw that out there to you just to see if you guys could keep that on your schedule. Look at your schedule and maybe on the next meeting see if that's going to work for you, and then we'll get a better understanding if we're ready or not. We got ready doing the capital improvement plan. They're about done. Then I'll have to work on budgets. I need to meet with the department heads, and then we'll have the workshop. So we're trying to stay on schedule. We have a schedule worked out, but keep that in mind and see if that works for you. And the other thing is, because the next meeting might have fell before, but I just want to remind you, next month, August 11th and 13th, we're doing blood draws for the employees, spouses, retirees, city councilmen are eligible. For anybody that's on our city insurance is eligible for this.
What was the date?
The 11th and the 13th. Did we decide on location?
We're gonna be doing it at the community building.
That's right, yes. Because we're doing it there because bigger, more room, spread out more.
We're at utility office?
Community building.
Community building.
Yeah. And both days will be there just because there's a lot more room. So, and that's all I have for tonight. No, I do have one more thing. Me and Brian talked. We started with the recycling center. We started opening up on Saturdays again, 8 to 12 on Saturdays. We had a trial run this past Saturday. We didn't advertise it, but now it went well. We're gonna advertise it because a lot of people's been asking when we're gonna get back doing Saturdays again because not everybody could go during the week. So 8 to 12 starting next Saturday for the recycle center. And then of course we're there from 7 to 3:30, Monday through Friday also. So that's been a target back and forth. We had to slow it down and we brought it back. So hopefully we're, unless the governor comes out Wednesday and says something off the wall that we're not ready for. But we'll see how that plays out. So after that, Councilman Gress, you have anything for the county?
Nothing. I have nothing.
Kenny? Alan?
I'm good.
Tim?
I have nothing.
Randy? Darren? Beth, you got anything?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay. All right, hearing none, and everybody's I'm going to call this meeting adjourned. We're going to have Board of Public Works in 5 minutes. Okay, all right. Call the meeting to order, the Board of Public Works and Safety, July 13th, 2020. Approval of minutes of the June 22nd, 2020 regular meeting in front of you.
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Okay, Nita makes the motion, and David seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We have the claims in front of you that's presented from the Common Council.
I move we pay the claims.
Okay,
Second?
Councilman Dahl makes the motion, Anita seconds it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now we have the reading the bank statements and donations.
Okay. Bank balances as of the end of June. 32 million, oh my, 32,710,496.46. The accounts that, the operating accounts, basically, the utility account has 8,904,532.67, and the city account, which is basically what we write the city side of the checks on, 11,948,049.35. We did receive our property tax settlement up to the May 10th deadline. We still have not, we haven't gotten anything from the May 10th to the July 10th. See how that plays out. We have interest of $6,895.46, which is way down against last year, but it just keeps kind of going down, down, down. At least we're getting a little bit, so.
Yeah, okay. Any donations?
No, I didn't have any donations.
Okay, okay. Okay, very good. The next item, discussion approval of request from Greg Lisland to close Brett Cable Road from Sugarland Road to Northeast 12th Street on Saturday, August 22nd, from 6 to 9 to allow for public safety during a neighborhood block party. Greg, would you like to say anything?
Permission for bringing the operation to pin packets to the, we've got some information that we'd like to, so it'll be easier to see than just to listen to me talk. You also have some other copies of.
Oh, thank you.
I wrote down my remarks so I remember to say what I wanted to say. So, my wife Mary and I thank you for the opportunity to address our request for a now 4-hour closure of the uppermost segment of Brett Cable. We have two goals for this evening. One, to obtain approval for the 4-hour closure, and two, for you to stop listening to me at the same time I stop talking. The first page of the handout that I give you is a facsimile of Brett Cable, which is bounded by Northeast 12th Street to the west, Sugarland Road to the east, and Vista Lane to the north. I need to point out that I created the map and provided it to the mayor's office before showing it to my wife. Mary looked over the map and pointed out to me the area which showed Thomas Drive connects to Sugarland Road. It actually tees with Thomas Drive. She told me not to quit my day job and wait for that. First, an explanation for our request. We want the closure to allow for public safety from 6 p.m. to 2 p.m. on August 22nd, for which we would like to have a neighborhood block party. Our theme for this effort is put neighbor back in the neighborhood. We want to breathe life back into the spirit of community. We want neighbors to be neighbors, not just people who live close. We may not need to borrow a cup of sugar or some eggs, but we can be true neighbors, the kind of neighbors who help look out for each other. We want to build community. The block party affords the opportunity to bond with those with whom now we basically just wave and smile when we see each other. Page 2 is a copy of the Brett Cable resident signature. Mary and I stopped by each house on Brett Cable to tell each resident of our intention. We told everyone that we were going to request permission from the Board of Public Works and ask for signatures if they supported the block party. We also told those folks that they should feel no pressure to sign and feel more than welcome to attend tonight's meeting to voice their opposition. We received a signature from every household except for 4. 3 of those, we were not able to reach anybody at the house. And the 4th person said he wasn't comfortable signing. Every signee genuinely seemed excited about the prospect of the party. In almost every case, each one who signed asked what he or she could do to help. Page 3 is a letter signed by Tony Mark Wichman in support of the party. They had hoped to be here tonight, but Tony had a doctor's appointment in Evansville. Page 4 is a chart I created from data provided from the Washington Police Department relative to traffic. Washington Police Department has a speed tracking device that collects information relative to vehicle count and speed traveled. I requested data and created a chart that shows vehicle count during the requested closure time. The data was for the Saturdays of 20 June and 2017. I listed vehicle counts in the 30-minute segment as listed on the report provided by the Police Department. This chart is included to provide board members with a snapshot of the routine vehicular traffic impacted by the closure. Relative to emergency vehicles, on June 6th, I spoke with Washington Police Department Assistant Police Chief Shrimpick Williams about the issues that might be caused by this closure. Assistant Chief Williams told me there were no issues as long as emergency personnel were aware in advance of the closure. He added there are ways around Brett Hazel. Assistant Chief McWilliams called me in response to voicemail I'd left for Chief Church. Chief Church was going to be unavailable for about 2 weeks, which is why I talked to him. And lastly, I want to provide assurance that if approved, we all plan to practice social distancing 2 places at a time. Thank you for your attention, and I'm hopeful that 1, approval is granted, and 2, I didn't sound like Charlie Brown featured any time during this talk.
Okay, and Craig, it is the 22nd, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because I seen Tony's about the 18th, but I thought, okay, make sure the date was right. Okay.
That's a big stretch of road. I only see one Morningside Drive on your list. Have you talked to folks on Morningside Drive?
We had a neighborhood party about a month ago, and we have about 40 people in our backyard, and there was this discussion there, and they were all for it. I didn't go there mainly because we'd already talked to, when we went around inviting people to our neighborhood party, we also told them that this was our intention.
On the agenda.
I know we had one similar request
About a year ago.
last year
Yeah,
for
about this time.
a birthday party,
Yeah.
and we said no because we didn't.
It was just for one block.
Yeah.
And it was up on the east side of town about a year ago this time.
By the
Yeah,
school.
yeah. And coming from where I came from before, I know some people, some older people in there, but they probably won't get it. But I got a lot of concerns. I mean, it worries me, like I said, what this will do with the people we turned down last year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, they're gonna, they're gonna voice their opinion, I'm sure. But I like it. I mean, I just wish that we could do it at a different site.
Yeah.
Get people, let's say, off the street,
Is there an issue with Morningside? Since Morningside is we had 50-some people in our backyard the night
Yeah.
we had it, and they said they was just wanting something to do because everybody had been in for so long.
Oh, I
And with
understand.
it being outside, they loved the idea, and that's,
yeah.
But more importantly, what we heard, or at least more importantly to me, without exception, all the neighbors said it gave them the opportunity to actually get to know the people.
I agree.
I don't know about others' neighborhoods and what's been done before. It truly was a sense of community that wasn't there. We had people that were in the neighborhood as little as 3 months to some 20 years, and they didn't really know each other.
Yeah.
And one thing I wonder about is, I don't know about you folks, but in our community, if I needed help, right away, who do I go to? I mean, if it's, sure, I've got, and not discounting police department, I don't mean that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, well, I know.
They'd be the first ones I'd call, right? But if I need something done.
I know what you mean.
So, and I understand the position you're in, I didn't realize you had this request prior to your.
Be last year, yeah.
You know, and, you know,
We had a neighborhood cookout on our block last year, but we just kept it to one, like you guys, 1 yard and didn't close the street, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's our biggest one is because we turned down, or they turned down the last year, and that's big, but, and that is a long stretch of road. I mean, that's,
It's probably the longest closing we've ever had.
it would be, you know, it's probably either 5 or 6 blocks long when you go to city streets. I mean, it's a long stretch, and,
Biggest concern would be the ambulances, wouldn't
well, that is a concern.
it?
It is a big concern. I mean, all the first responders is a concern. I just think what it'll do, I mean, that's what I'm afraid of. That's just what it's going to do.
I'm afraid too that other.
I mean,
It would set a precedent.
I guarantee my phone will ring from the lady up there tomorrow probably, but my phone rings a lot. Yeah.
Sounding a smart aleck, not intended to be, but it'll probably all up its way. Are we concerned about a precedent that fosters community?
Now, I'm kind of worried about the safety side of it more than anything, that long stretch of road, and, you know, you got Wagner Drive coming in there, yes, then they might be able to dodge around and get where they need to go.
So what if we amended it to Morningside Drive, the cul-de-sac, which is basically what Morningside Drive is?
But then, let's just say, what if one of the elderly residents needs an ambulance that night? Just, I mean, because Murphy's Law exists, you know.
Sure, and if
They
there's
can-
anything that could go wrong will, got it. But everything that we planned to do, or talked about doing, the neighbors thought that they could do, none of it would actually be on the street. So if the emergency vehicles had to get through, it would be able to, right? I mean, there's one, I talked about possibly having bouncy houses, well, that's okay. I just thought
Yeah.
having the road closure to where people could walk without, you know.
Oh, it's great.
Free to go.
It's a great idea, but how many people are you thinking about? How many you think would be there?
Well,
I mean, I know it'll vary from time to time, but
Well, I would, my guess would be just around, I would approximate 100 people.
So where would you put everything?
To us.
Where would, let's just say Morningside Drive, where would you put every
Well-
bouncy, where would you put all?
Well,
then
the,
parking would be,
well, I mean, it would be parking,
Yeah.
so people just live there.
yeah, unless you
Walking there,
get,
yeah.
yeah, unless you get outsiders coming, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you allowing outsiders?
Well, we hadn't talked to the outsiders, but I suspect that people knew there was gonna be a band and all that, they might come over. But in our front yard, I mean, our front yard is huge. But if we had Morningside blocked off, there would be areas in yards, in neighbor yards where those bouncy houses could be, if people went with that.
Yeah.
One of our concerns a year ago was, and what's precedent? I mean, this is a community type thing, but we allow this to take place, what's to prevent somebody whose son's having a 16th birthday and they decide they need to close the block so they can have a
Yeah.
big birthday party. And pretty soon we're handling multiples of those.
I guess you're kind of in that position now, when you said you have some organizations that are doing that. You know, I mean, from this side of the bench, it seems like,
Well-
what's the difference?
Well, they're, you know, nonprofit organizations that has been doing this for me, yeah. And we got one coming up the same day as that, you know, that you're very familiar with.
I mean, I guess I'm just saying, to me, it seems immaterial whether it's
I think it's
And I'll run it through for whether it-
we've not done this with individuals, and that's,
Right.
I think,
That's,
to me, I think.
churches and organizations we have.
right, that's always, that's been the history.
Yeah.
I understand I'm asking you to walk new ground. And that's not easy.
Unless you can get, yourself and, Lori and Brad to just, you got two real nice sized yards there and, but I don't know. What do you guys think? What's your pleasure? I mean, do you want to, and even like we talked, even if we even thought about, it's still, Morningside's still the same. It don't change because of, but if we did do that, even we'd want to make sure we, like
I
you
was gonna
said,
say, we need the
signatures.
signatures of the Morningside people if you.
I
decide to do that.
if that's what it would take to get this, I have no problem getting that because there,
I guess we need.
I
to
just think
decide,
it's
do we wanna
how, what it's for. I mean, that's where we're gonna have to be careful with. I'm all for, or neighborhoods. I mean, I think it's great, but
Can you not just do
street-
it without closing?
streets.
I mean, just do it in the yards and everybody has to
Well,
watch.
we certainly can, and what we were trying to do, or hoping to do, right, is make it, we felt it would be safer just for people to walk through.
It probably would be, but
Right, but if the answer is no, that you go forth and have your party, then.
Yeah.
Then we're fine with that. We didn't want to have a visit from Chief Church, and say, hey, why didn't you guys, make this, why you guys didn't tell us about it? So.
Do we have any caution signs we can put up?
I mean,
that would help.
but I was going, Brian, you got anything you want to say on the street side?
I don't think anybody in here would deny that what they're wanting to do is great, but I can tell you that 6 times we've had road close signs ran over when we were working in an area. I would hate for those people to have a false sense of security that they can be in the road and someone not pay attention and drive through it.
Yeah, that's the last I've seen that one, someone run over.
It's a freeway.
Yeah,
And then
it can be.
And-
It's,
And God love the people in this town, but it took a month and a half to get people to go through the recycle center the right way and not cuss at us. I mean, people are creatures of habit, and somebody is gonna get out of their car, and they're gonna move that road close sign, and they're gonna drive through there, I guarantee you.
I think, if you could have it in your yards and, and have it without closing the street down, I think that's great.
And if we could put a couple caution signs up.
But,
I hate to set the precedent.
yeah, I know it. I know it. I mean, so is that what you think? We deny it for right now because of, deny it because of the past but I mean, if you want to do it, the other way, I think it'd be great for you guys. I mean, I think it still could be a very good thing for you guys.
You're invited, but you can't park.
Yeah, we'll bust them in. All right, well, I'm sorry, but, that's,
Thank you, that's fine.
Thank you very much.
okay,
for your time.
you're,
Thank you very much.
all right, appreciate it, thank you. Saying that, motion, do we have a motion to deny this?
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Okay. Next item, discussion approval of the request of the Catholic Community of Washington to close Northeast First Street from First Baptist Church parking lot to Heffern, Northeast Second from Heffern to Flora, and Heffern Street from Northeast First to Northeast Second on Saturday, August 22nd, and Sunday, August 23rd for annual summer social.
Is that all day, both days, or what?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, they set up on Saturday and they had the event on Sunday.
Are they
This is,
still having?
yeah, they're still scheduled
So far, yeah.
as we speak. Well, I don't think we have anybody, Randy, I mean, you've been involved. I mean, we've had this for years. There again, it is an organization.
It's not very heavily traveled roads.
As fire department, we've made it work. yeah, it's something that I don't know about what year this is in a row that we've had it. Don't know whether it'll go, if the governor comes out, it might not happen, but they're asking for this. And like I said, we've done it for years, and it is an organization. I think that's the difference.
I still need a motion.
Yeah.
To approve it.
Yeah, we need a motion to approve it.
I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Nita makes motion and David seconds it. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Okay. All right. Next item, discussion and approval of pay estimate number 1 and change order number 1 for the wastewater improvement project. Richard?
Good evening. Work has started at the wastewater treatment plant, or construction, moved in, I don't know, around the first part of June, whenever we got notice to proceed. This pay estimate is pay estimate 1, it's mainly for the mobilization and bonds, and also excavation of the footers, pouring of the footers, laying blocks up out for the footers. It's in the amount of $80,485.46. We have reviewed it and recommend payment to Earth in that amount.
This is an old footer from the animal control back in the day.
That's not it.
Oh, no, that's not it.
This is the pay estimate.
Oh, okay, pay estimate. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I move we approve the pay estimate.
Okay, Councilman Dahl makes a motion, Anita seconds it. On the pay estimate, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
The next item is change order number 1. When they were excavating for the foundation, the new foundation, they hit an old foundation. I believe there's probably with some of the, I don't know if you had a dog pen there at some point or some structure, but there was 30 foot of it we had to remove and backfill with crushed stone and compact it. The change order amount for that work is $2,250. And we reviewed it, and the mayor was made aware of it, Scott was made aware of it, we had to move on. They were digging the footer, so.
Something we didn't know till you got to it.
Yeah,
Right.
it was buried, so I recommend approval of change order number 1 to increase the contract to $2,250.
I would make a motion to approve that.
I'll second that.
Okay, David, Anita makes a motion, David seconds it. All in favor, say
Aye.
aye. Aye. Thank you.
And if things go as planned this week, the floor ought to be poured. So,
Looked like it this morning when I went by. I check it every few days, and it looks good. It looks like it. Okay. And I'll ask you, did you get a copy of this? Have you seen this before? Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, we got a discussion approval to extend Ed Barnett's proposal agreement to provide land survey service to the city of Washington through the end of 2020. Ed got a hold of me earlier in the year, and he was till July 28th. We had him on contract, and he said that if we wanted to extend his contract, he was willing. And so when now it's getting close, we asked him, and he came up.
Do it.
Yeah, and he came up with this new contract that'll run through till December 31st. Same,
Basically the same as.
same, and he also put on there some of the projects he's working on right now. We got him doing a few things, but, yeah, same contract as what we had earlier in the year.
I move we approve it.
Councilman Dahl makes a motion to approve it, Anita seconds it, all in favor, say aye. Aye, thank you. All right, very good, I think that'll be very good for us. Discussion approval of sidewalk curb replacement application. Jonathan, yeah, it's pretty, you want to say anything on this?
This is the junction of Walnut in front. Previously, there was a sidewalk there. It basically runs parallel with Front Street. And over time, became part of the parking lot down there at Pregnancy Care Center. In talking with Brian, and then also the water department, we're actually going to take back that 5-foot section, widen that intersection again, and make it all ADA, basically from the west side, coming west-east and north to south on the corner. It's one of the bigger projects for the sidewalk, but It would be better in the long run for that intersection with bigger trucks and semis and trailers, school buses, things like that.
We didn't have, when we granted the award last meeting for 6 other ones, we didn't have this one quite ready yet, so that's why we bring this forward tonight to ask to approve on this one.
I move we approve this one.
Okay, Councilman Dodd.
I'll second.
Nita makes seconds, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Yeah, this is, they're very excited, ready to, we got plenty of work to do this summer and this fall. Last thing on the agenda is discussion approval of a contract for services with SIDC for reviewing the Davis-Bacon labor standards, payrolls, and interviews for the Business 50 project. This is something that just came up. Just recently, we had a meeting, we had our pre-con meeting, and we found this has to be done. And SIDC is doing the same kind of work for us on the wastewater facility. So we contacted them about doing this, and this is the contract that we had them draw up between them and the city of Washington.
It's pretty standard.
Yeah.
I move we approve it.
Now, do you have a chance to look at it?
Yeah.
What will we do with that SIDC?
Yeah, I mean, you know, and we talked, and yeah, we'll work it out. There's money. We'll work out the details on, you know, paying for this, but it's $22.50 a month. You get the motions. I think
Yeah, I
Councilman
did.
Dahl and
Dahl,
Nita seconds
second by
it.
Ash,
All in
yes,
favor,
huh?
say aye. Aye.
Aye.